Another Celtic legend, Roy Aitken, again a man who knows a thing or two about winning momentous titles. An incredible player. I'm old enough and lucky enough to have seen him playing at his prime. What a player he was.
Paul, I played against him for Queen's Park Reserves. He was at St Mirren, coming to the end of his career, and he actually schooled the Queen's Park. We played at Love Street that night, and he was the best player in the park.
Well, a man who has lifted plenty of trophies, another Celtic legend, our former captain, Scott Brown. Well, he will enjoy this moment, bringing the trophy on. He will to present it to his successor. Well, he did so much for the club in his time. The two great Celtic captains on the stage there. Scott Brown bringing the trophy on. And the Celtic players are going to get the acclaim they deserve. It has been a long, hard season. It started way back on August the 3rd here. Luke McCowan scored with 3 minutes remaining to give us 3 points against St Mirren on the open day of the season. It was maybe written in the stars even then, although we didn't realise at the time that it was going to be the late show this season, and so it proved. Callum Osmond, it has to be said, not only did he score a goal, he got an assist as well. Incredible. Paradise about to welcome the Scottish champions, the 5 in a row champions, Martin O'Neill's champions. Callum McGregor, once again, a title-winning captain, an inspirational figure. Here are the champions of Scotland at Paradise. Martin O'Neill and Callum McGregor lead the team out. Well, every player has played their part. Well, we will hear some words from Martin O'Neill and Callum McGregor. And two inspirational figures, and Callum McGregor has the mic. We'll hear from the Celtic captain first. He's down trackside with John Ledwith. And another brilliant season from a brilliant player.
Okay, we could be here a long time, Callum. This is 5 in a row. It's your 11th title. Can you describe how this feels?
Yeah, unbelievable. Such a difficult season. So many downs. Just start to creep. The team are getting better and better. The belief in this group is special. Like, I've never seen anything like that before. And typical of the last-minute performance.
You spoke there about the players. This felt like a season that took courage, spirit, and as you said, you've never seen anything quite like it. But you didn't make this easy today either, did you? You left us to the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was never going to be, was it? Really, it's been typical of the season, so we thought we'd string you out one last time.
And what about this crowd? Because the one thing they didn't do was leave you today. How special has it been to win this in front of them this afternoon?
This is a special football club with special supporters. You drag us through time and time again. It is our responsibility to give you special days like this. So I hope everyone enjoys it. It's been such a hard season, so you make sure that you have fun tonight.
Outstanding, our captain, Callum McGregor. I'll get Callum to stay with me, and I'd like to introduce the man that's done it again, the legend, Martin O'Neill.
What do you want me to say?
Martin, for the 4th time in your career, you've guided Celtic to a league title, but just how special is this one?
Well, I must admit, I never never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I could experience those lads up there, you know, collecting, and the atmosphere. It's just so. The players, the coaching staff have given me a reason to live as much as, and that's not to say my family haven't, you know, but this is the most special place on earth. I think that yeah. When there is absolute unison in this stadium, it is a sight to behold. And I think, obviously the players have been absolutely magnificent, epitomised by the captain, but overall we could not have won it without you. Absolutely not. Thank you very much. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Paradise. We saw the message. He's the closest thing to heaven we've ever seen. Martin O'Neill.
Well, could there be any more love in a football stadium for one man than there is for Martin O'Neill at this moment? Well, I think fitting that it's both him and Callum McGregor speaking. The lead up on the pitch and the lead up in the club. Oh, an unexpected turn of events for Martin O'Neill this season, but my goodness, he has led us to an incredible title. But to see Callum McGregor lifting this league title again is just the sweetest sight ever. Everyone is packed onto that podium in the middle of Paradise. Callum McGregor getting a hug from Roy Aitken. He gets the trophy and he'll make his way over to the players. Celtic are the champions. Here is the countdown. Callum McGregor so keen to get the trophy lifted and didn't wait for the 10-second countdown, but you know, it doesn't matter how many times we do this, Simon, you never tire of that sight.
You never do, Paul, but this season it's got that extra special feel about it. If you'd said at the start of the season that Martin O'Neill would be taking us to a 5th title in a row, nobody in this stadium would have believed it. But he's came back in twice throughout the season. There's been ups and downs, as Callum said there. There's been a lot of downs, but this team have fought through. And with 5 minutes of the season to go, we still were unsure where it was going, and they've pulled it out the bag again.
Well, they certainly have. It's that spirit. To be fair, Callum McGregor spoke about it just when Martin O'Neill came back in after taking in for his second spell, that whatever happened in the season, the spirit and belief within the squad, even in the difficult times, never wavered, and ultimately that's what's brought us to this moment here.
Yeah, I think so. I really think so, because there's been a lot of talking quite rightly about Hearts leading the league for so long this season. But this group here had the belief. I could see them talking to the fans. 2 games to go, 3 games to go, 2 games to go. They were taking it a game at a time. They knew what they had to do. Get into the split to win the 5 in the bounce. Fabulous.
Well, James Forrest, still the most decorated, and even more decorated.
Another medal.
Yeah, and again, a player that you can just bring on and just, you know what he's going to do. It's so important.
Yeah, and listen, that's why he's got another year, because it's important to have players like that. That young man there as well.
What a day he's been having.
He's popped up with a goal against Rangers in the cup, and then had to suffer with injury.
And even before he's assisted his goal, you mentioned in commentary, it was causing them problems.
I thought he looked really sharp again. You know, the kids had to suffer that injury. It was one of the European games, wasn't it? And then he's fought back and he's come back, and it's all worth it today, popping up with his 3rd goal.
Well, we heard it just before kick-off, the strains of Jerry Marsden, You'll Never Walk Alone. Let's have another listen to the most beautiful of songs and watch the most beautiful of sights. Not surprisingly, the Celtic fans and fine boys. Wonderful picture down there. Martin O'Neill got his whole backroom staff together with the trophy.
I've seen that. It was a really nice touch. Because I think they wanted a picture with him with the trophy, and he's encouraged the rest of the staff to come in. Wonderful scenes.
Well, as Jerry said, the sun is shining over paradise. Sarachi, well, there's a player that we have missed this season.
I thought he was excellent in the lead up to the second goal. Maeda, he plays it down the side, and Carter Vickers, yeah. We'll welcome him back at some point as well, won't we?
Well, the Celtic players will now do their lap of honour, which I would imagine will take some considerable time. We're going to try and get some words with the champions down on the pitch. Celtic players, you may have noticed a slight change in the strip. They are wearing the new kit from next season with Champions 26 on it.
He's Callum Osman's just bouncing about every time I see him, bouncing about, dancing.
A remarkable title triumph, and Celtic enjoying the celebrations. Callum McGregor goes over to the sidelines to, I think, hug some of the ground staff actually. Martin O'Neill, I'm sure he is lapping up every single moment of this.
Incredible achievement, Paul, it really is, for a guy to come back in not only once but twice in a season where there's been a lot of tests. He's had a lot of things that he has to contend with, but he brings that to his management.
Well, we see Jerry and Peter Grant. We saw some Peter Grant dancing earlier on.
Yeah.
So Jerry and Peter down there enjoying the celebrations, and you can see how much the players love Martin.
Yeah, well, listen, I've spoke to enough teammates of mine that played under him the first time round here, and I've been lucky enough to be in his company in recent times as well.
Yeah, how good was his shot that came off the post as well? He made a difference when he came on.
By the way, not only that, I was listening to Jerry's stat at the beginning of the game. He's popped up with really important goals that have won his points, important points at stages throughout this season. I think 6 of his 8 goals have counted in points for us, so he was really unlucky with his effort today. I thought some of his build-up play was excellent. And again, another move, going back to 3 at the back and putting Osmond on up front, Benny, actually, when we desperately needed that second goal. Decisive moves again from the coaching team.
Well, it was an all-or-nothing game that Celtic just had to win, and in the end we did it. You saw the third goal came because Hearts had literally thrown everybody into the box.
Yeah, just one of those ones. I'd have loved to have been on the end of that myself. He must have known from halfway in his own half that he was going to score.
Well, I don't know if it's because Martin O'Neill's a winger. He likes Yang, and I think he's brought the best out in Yang.
He has. He certainly has. But I think his man management, I think he's a type of guy you want to go to work for. You want to go to play for and do your best. I think he's just got that knack of getting the best out of people.
He is just, what a man. Champions 26. Well, there was times in the season, not even that long ago, when it didn't look as if Celtic were going to be the champions. They are now celebrating in front of the North stand. They will take the trophy round and celebrate all round the stadium. And there, what a man he is. Incredible. Getting ushered into the celebrations. I mean, you can talk about Dyson form, you can talk about the goals, you can talk about that goal last weekend. For me today, the emotion he showed when that goal was given, and the way he was when he battled with Shanklin, he's usually ice cold, but it shows you how much it meant to him today.
Yeah, I think so. I think a little bit of criticism wouldn't have went unnoticed this season. I still get back to his contribution as a whole since the minute he walked into this football club. He has been nothing short of magnificent. Last season, in terms of goals and performances, he won Player of the Year. But as a team player, Paul, you'd love to have him on your side. As I say, injury time there. He's got up against Shanklin, but we see it every week from him. And he's popped up in the split in particular with so many important goals. He's been phenomenal, and again, when we've not had that out-and-out striker, and he actually has been deemed not to be ready to start games, we've had to play him through the middle, and he's stood up and been counted. But his contribution to the club's been unbelievable.
Incredible. And there's a man there, being congratulated by Dalen Docherty, Callum McGregor. And we shall be able to hear all these interviews later. Dalen's out in the pitch, getting plenty of interviews. These are the moments as well, and I know when he talks about it later, I mean, you're a Celtic fan and you get to go on the pitch and interview the champions. It's a great moment, and be part of these celebrations, and you can see how much it means to the players.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's because it's been a race this year. We've been dominant in other years, recent times, where, listen, you have to win the title. It's special no matter how you win it. But I think the fact that we've been behind and having to chase, you can see the emotions last week when we beat Rangers here with the fans, and you see it today with the fans and the players.
Well, guys in Maeda. What a man. And there's a great double act. Martin O'Neill, he's been at pains this week to acknowledge the backing from his backroom staff, but then also the players as well. I mean, he actually said today they gave him a reason to live.
I give him I know. Listen, 74, he's got so much energy, he's got so much experience. He's a charismatic character, well loved at this club. You know, they'll be talking about statues after this, and quite rightly.
Oh, they're trying to get, he's too old to be doing that, I think. Somebody's going to get dropped for the cup final next week for pushing him out.
It's lovely scenes though from the players, good connection with the manager there.
Well, as you said, obviously you know players that played under him the first time he was here, but there's obviously another generation going that he's much older, these guys are younger.
Yeah.
But they just responded to him as football people.
Paul, you'll have met him yourself. I think he's got that effect on people when he comes into a room. But I was told the magic happens when he goes into the dressing room, and I think bringing in younger coaches as well. Sean Malone has been over the course here many a time. Fozzie looks as if he's an infectious character. Big Mick McManus. They're experienced boys that know what it takes to win at this club, and he steers the ship.
And also, you know, you had Gavin Strachan already there.
Yeah.
Stevie Woods, who is unquestionably the best goalkeeping coach in the world.
These guys have been all over the course before. They've got huge experience. So he's got a good team behind him. But you need a leader. And like the captain on the pitch, he's equally as good, you know, with the coaching. But just great to see him winning this championship again, all those years later.
I love the Maeda song. Easy to learn. He's another one that doesn't like to be pushed to the forefront.
He doesn't like to be at the forefront.
What a man, what a man. Well, we saw Colby Donovan in the stands at Fir Park on Wednesday night, and you can guarantee if Kieran Tierney wasn't playing,
he'd be in there.
He'd be in there. I've seen him in the past at games when he first spelled at Celtic when he was out injured. I saw him at Firhill as well. Yeah. You know, it means something to everyone, but you know, Kieran Tierney was a, born a Celtic fan, and I think sometimes it's underplayed. I think he's had a great season for us.
Just about to say, what a contribution this season in terms of goals and assists as well. Coming back to the club, you've still got a huge bit of pressure coming back. Do it all over again.
He started 29 games and was subbing 6.
Yeah.
So that's 35 of the 38 games he played. And, as you said, the goals he scored, his assists,
yeah.
I think how he is so solid down that left-hand side. And then when you've got somebody like Sirachi who can come in and deputise for him, it's really strong down that left.
Combination. It's a good combination, and it's been used perfectly in recent times, with Kieran probably starting more often than not, Sirachi coming on and having an effect, a positive effect today. It's important, Paul, to have guys like that in your dressing room. Your James Forrest, your Kieran Tierneys, your Callum McGregors. They keep that all together with what it takes to win at this club, to all the other players coming in. And he'd have been under huge pressure coming back here, Kieran, to keep the success going, and he's had a brilliant season.
Well, so many great pictures have been taken. So many of that man. Incredible. Well, the league table has finished with Celtic with 26 wins from 38 games. They finished 2 points clear. We mentioned already, Kelechi Iheanacho came on at the start of the second half. And he's just, when you can lay the ball up to him, he causes a different problem.
Paul, when he came to the club, I said he's a touch of class. The only thing you could question about him was his fitness. Would he be ready to play? Now, the manager's used him perfectly, coming on in games and impact. But you see his little touches, his little turns, his vision. He almost popped in another fantastic goal today. He's a bit of quality in the actual. It's just maybe at a time where he maybe needs to get a wee bit fitter. But an important player.
Just saw Arnie Engels there with Callum McGregor. The last few weeks, people have spoke about Dyson Maida's return to form, Iheanacho coming off the bench, Alistair Johnson coming back. I don't think you can underestimate having Arnie Engels back in that midfield. I think he's helped the team. I think Callum McGregor obviously enjoys playing alongside him. I think the two of them in there have been excellent in these last few weeks.
He's very athletic. He's got good legs to get round about the pitch. And I think it was noticeable when he was out injured what he brings to the team. Especially in the Rangers game last week, I thought he was excellent. So, yeah, I agree with you. And I think the skipper probably feeds off that. He's got another body in there that can get about and help him.
And it shouldn't be forgotten, that's us won our last 7 games in a row. We've won all 5 of the split games. It's people, I know anybody outside the Celtic world will be devastated. We don't care about that, but the reality is, over 38 games, the table does not lie.
Does not lie. Does not lie. And I heard Granty saying we've won 2 more games than Hearts, and everybody's been saying Celtic have had a terrible season. Maybe not to the standards that we've set before, but we've got it done. Business end of the season, 7 wins on the bounce. Enough is said.
Incredible. The Celtic players are rightly getting the claim of the Celtic fans. They're making their way. They're now down in the corner. Not surprisingly, there are no Hearts fans. There weren't that many to begin with, but they've all headed home. And the celebrations here at Paradise. Martin O'Neill. There's almost a certain level that he's almost like too bashful to be accepted the acclaim.
Yeah, it was typical of him at the beginning. He just went up the tunnel. And I think he's trying to go up the tunnel again, leave the celebrating to his players.
I think he's going to be doing some post-match interviews, but well, there was a famous quote a few years ago when Vincent Kompany scored a last-minute goal against for Manchester City to win the title of, where do you want your statue? Where do you want your statue, Martin O'Neill?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been incredible. It's the story of the season. I know he put it on the players, but his return twice to the club and to get the League One, and we're looking at a double next week. Unbelievable.
Well, it certainly is. And it's twice that he's come back this season in order to win us the title. And I think he's able to, I think his experience showed he was trying to downplay it and, explaining that we still had a lot to do. It was tough this afternoon, which it was. He'll now be able to enjoy it
Yeah, I think that was a wee bit a touch of class as well with his post-match. I think other managers were getting a bit excitable with their comments. Martin just kept it low-key, kicked off a game at a time. As I say, he's been over the course many a time before.
Well, the Celtic players now, I think their family and friends will be coming on to share in those celebrations. I suppose again, I mean, you'll know this, when you're a player, it's that support network away from the football that you need in order to be able to do your best on the pitch.
Yeah, definitely, and the sacrifice, and you know, you want your friends and family as your support, but it's emotional seeing the players there celebrating with their families. That's what it's all about.
Well, we'll soon be listening and we'll soon hear from the Celtic manager, but certainly the Celtic players. Callum Osmond, I think, getting a big hug from his parents.
They're actually just giving his little boy his medal there.
Some lovely moments for the players. And important that they get the chance to celebrate with their family, because you know, it's on the pitch they have to do it, but they need that 24/7 support.
100% they do. Of course they do. And you see the emotion when their families come onto the pitch there. And listen, celebrate, but they've got all to do again next week.
Looks like the Celtic young team are on celebrating with Kobe Donovan. Hey, for their first season, you have to say, and it's, you know, I grew up seeing people like Peter Grant, Paul McStay, these guys coming through and playing, and it's like guys you know would be standing alongside you. I love it when guys come through from the academy, so I'm delighted that Kobe Donovan has made that breakthrough this season.
Yeah, and he's made a contribution as well, obviously. Out of injury, I think it was Easter Road, picked up an injury, but I think the fans can relate to these type of players as well coming through.
And also, I think what's helped him is Kieran Tierney, because Kieran Tierney sees, I think, a lot of him, and you know, he's gone through that journey, and I think he's really, really helped.
That's where these older players are so important. You talked to me about Peter Grant. Peter Grant, like Sir Paul McStay, helped me big time when I came into the first team setup. You need players like that to welcome you in, take you aside, give you little bits of advice. Same with James Forrest, he's got another year. Will he play every game? No, but he can show the wide men certain things. He can bring his experience to it. Their experience is invaluable.
What an incredible afternoon for Celtic. Another title. I mean, I'm sure there's moments in the course of the season that even the most optimistic of Celtic fans would have wondered if it was going to happen, but in Martin we trust.
Listen, even this last game, we thought about it on Wednesday, last minute penalty, 96-minute penalty. Today we're 5 minutes from not getting the result that everybody in this stadium wanted, and they pop up again. Maeda pops up again.
And a tough, you're seeing James Forrest there, I mean, again, another medal. A tough afternoon for his family, because, I mean, in one respect, you know, they were going to be winners either way, because one of them was going to be a title winner, but then obviously, on the one hand, they've been pleased for James. They've obviously, at some point, will have to console Alan.
Yeah, it's a weird situation, and they came up against each other directly a couple of times over there, and I think James actually got the better of his brother, but yeah, it's a little one of those ones where it's a difficult one for the family. James has won so much, they maybe would have leaned towards his brother getting something, but another medal for James, it's unbelievable.
Well, he just keeps going on and on. I'm so glad to see that he will be here again next season. We'll just have to go through that whole pressure of making sure he scores. But I think for players who have maybe never won a title before, and I think that again is also important for guys who all of a sudden, you know, they're now title winners.
Aye. And that's important as well for whoever's going to be here next year. I said it 5-6 games ago, I lean towards Celtic because they've got players that have been over the course before. They've got winners' medals. They've got plenty of winners' medals. The manager's a winner. That has to lean in your advantage. So now these guys can say they've won a title. They know what it takes, and they can build on it for whoever's going to be here, because I think there will be lots of changes in the summer.
Well, the Celtic fans have enjoyed this afternoon. I'm sure wherever you are watching in the world will already be, the party will have already started. It'll be well underway. I think each title on its own merits is worth celebrating, but I think this is one that, you know, for people, especially I think, you know, for younger fans, even for ones that have seen us win titles, I heard somebody saying the other day, you know, for a lot of people, this is the Love Street 86, this is the Celtic Park 98. These are the titles where, see, in 40 years' time, we'll win plenty more titles. People will be saying, remember that day in 2026 when we won with 2 minutes to go.
I agree with you. This will not be forgotten. This will be everyone's special, but this will be like 98, this will be like 86, 100%.
Well, we have enjoyed this afternoon. We will enjoy this evening, and I'm hoping for some more Peter Grant dancing as we hand back to Jerry and Peter.
You never know. I've seen some moves the last few minutes anyway. Great scenes around the pitch there with the players going round with the trophy. Fantastic to see. Stay with us. We've got an eye on the manager. He's speaking to the host broadcasters just next to us, and he's going to come and speak to us next live on Celtic TV. I'm sure he'll have had a few minutes to take it all in, so we'll get a great reaction from the manager when he comes across. But Peter Grant, it's an experience that you've experienced as a player. How do you think these players will be feeling just now?
I feel amazing, Jerry. Never mind anything else. It doesn't matter if you're a player. I feel the exact same way as a supporter. Celtic winning trophies is what it's all about. You never lose it, and that's why I'm saying, but people say maybe the team gets fed up a little bit of winning things. Never in a million years. There's not a better feeling than winning things, especially the championship. And Simon's 100% right. You talk about 86, 88, 98, whatever you talk about. This is a special day, a very special day because of the way it was won.
Yeah. Simon talking about how much you helped him coming through as a young player, and how much the young players lean on the experienced ones. And you know, most footballers don't ever win trophies. They don't ever win a title. Sometimes we can take that for granted.
I agree with you, but the biggest thing I think this time, they've lent on the manager. That's the biggest thing. They've taken that confidence for him, along with Callum and the senior players. They've lent along with him on it, and I think that's so important. And he's such a special, obviously, icon in Celtic supporters' minds, thoughts, you name it.
Martin O'Neill there with a hug for Hearts legend John Robertson. Before he comes and speaks to us, he's going to have a hug for a man that he knows very well. John Hayes is the head groundsman here at Celtic Park. He's been here for 48 years. Jock Stein was the manager when John Hayes became the groundsman here at Celtic Park. Isn't that fantastic to see Martin there with all the ground staff? What a job they have done on this pitch. It's an award-winning pitch now, officially the best pitch in the league, and Martin is extremely grateful to the work that John and his staff do. And there's so many people behind the scenes that contribute directly and indirectly to a title triumph like this, and everyone wants to play a part in it, and everyone wants to get a little bit of Martin, and hopefully we can get a bit of Martin if they can all... Oh, they're getting their selfies. It's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll wait our turn. I think we're last in the queue. It just shows you what it means, though, Pete. It's just one big family.
It's last picture before it becomes a saint. That's what it is.
Yes, absolutely. Right, here he comes now. Here he comes. No, one more selfie. Here he comes now. Martin. Martin, what can I say? You're talking to Celtic supporters watching us all over the world. You've had a chance now to absorb the atmosphere. How are you feeling? What's going through your mind?
Well, I really don't know, Jay, I must admit. It's surreal. You know, we did the interview the other day there, and I've always felt the same thing. But to come here, what you didn't really want to do is get as close as we'd done, and then not get through, not win it. And I don't know what this would have been like had we not seen it through. But listen, I'm genuinely speechless. It's been a fantastic effort. I was just telling the people when I was doing that interview, I was here last year. I was in James Forrest, got the goal.
Yeah, last day of the season.
and it was collected, and I'm doing an interview here. I never thought for 1 minute that I would be managing this football club again. You know, honestly, I don't.
I asked you the other day, Martin, if we won today, would it be the sweetest of all the titles? And you quite rightly refused to answer it. Now that you have won it, is it the sweetest?
Well, it's different, probably for different reasons. What I think that I think of all the things that Kieran Tierney's won, apparently he said it's the most special, and it is really special for me, really special. And there's no question about it. It's probably because I can't remember the ones that are way back in those days, but it's really special, Jerry. No question about it. And yeah, and it's you know what? Generally speaking, I have 2 grandchildren at the game. And the 3-year-old will not know what it's all about, just keep saying Celtic, 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 because he doesn't really know. But the 7-year-old will grasp this, and that's lovely. And I remember when I was manager of Wycombe Wanderers, and my two girls, my daughters, going across the Wembley pitch when we won the Vauxhall Conference. Then it was the FA Trophy thing at Wembley. And this is really special for them now. And I do actually genuinely hate bringing families into proceedings, because I'm always the first one to say, what are they doing with all those children grabbing around? But you know what? I think I might do it with the 2 grandchildren.
Oh, fantastic. You got this man dancing as well.
To see you. Oh, first of all, Martin, I'd love to say thank you very much. It's an honest to goodness. We'd never have won it if it wasn't for you coming in, along with a group of players.
Really nice of you.
No, I genuinely mean that. My hand in my heart as a supporter and a player here.
There's a lot of boys in the dressing room totally disagree with you.
No,
but
no. I think it's in a type of character at this football club, and you know that first time round.
It's true.
It's a different type of character you need here.
Absolutely.
And I think the thing you showed the players, you had a belief in them. When they were struggling, everybody was criticising, including myself, with performances. And I look at them and I think the one thing they had was guts, determination. And I always remember you when you were the first time and you used to talk about, if you've not got that, it's no use pulling the jersey on first and foremost.
Couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. The people keep talking about tactics, they keep talking about positionals and stuff like this here. At the end of it all, we know things change during the course of the game. You have to have courage to play the game. And honestly, I know, you do. You have to have some courage. It doesn't always have to be physical courage, but you have to have a courage to go and play and go and compete. And here, I remember Tommy Burns once saying he felt that it was more difficult to play for Celtic than against them. And people have to rise to the occasion. 60,000 people demanding all of these particular things. You know all about it. And so, listen here. I'm talking Boulder Dice.
No, but I'm
love
going to say something to you there. See the substitution you made going to the back 3.
Yeah.
That's something different.
Yeah.
Playing 2 full-backs in there, showing that guts and determination to go and win the game.
We have to try and win it.
And remember, then you've won 2 more games in Hearts as well, and people forget that.
Yeah.
And everybody, you're supposed to have had a bad season, and they're supposed to be champions.
Honestly.
So all I can say to you is thank you very much.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Ray. Thank you very much indeed.
Martin, one final question. One final question before I let you go. How will you be celebrating this tonight?
Tonight, right. Well, I will. I actually will. You know, as you get older and drink has an effect on you.
Yes, very well.
Yeah, no, you're a young man. But has an effect on you. So I'm going to see what sort of effect it has on me tomorrow morning.
Brilliant, Martin. I hope you enjoy every single one of those drinks tonight. You deserve it. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the night. Martin O'Neill there with us. What a fantastic end to the afternoon. What a fantastic end to the proceedings. We might as well end it with the 4 words that we love to say at this point every year. The greatest 4 words in the history of Scottish football. Celtic are the champions.